What is this thing I found at an estate sale? Around 10.5 inches front to back, not including the handle, 7 inches side to side, 8.25 inches tall, and the weight is 18.75 pounds. There are rows of numbers from 1 to 9, and letters R and C on top. It looks very old, probably 50 to 60 years old, and no maker's mark that I could find. I thought it was an adding machine, but I noticed it didn't have a way to print, so it didn't seem like it could be one. What is this called and what was it used for? It's an F&E check protector, made by the Hedman Manufacturing Company of Chicago, a company that began making them in 1914. This one is probably from the early 40s era and is totally mechanical. A check protector embosses the originator's designated amount into the paper of the check and inks it as well. This action removed the possibility of fraud that happened as a result of altering the pen and ink written check amount. This is the imprint of a dollar amount from this machine. What is this wooden kitchen tool with metal ends? I found it in a box of old kitchen tools from my neighbor. It's about 10 inches long. Anyone seen such a thing or knows its purpose? That's the handle of a 1920s Lola vegetable cleaning brush, made in West Germany with a removable or replaceable wood brush head with splayed horsehair bristles. The curved pieces look like they went around the top of the missing brush part. What is this coated metal? About 7.5 inches long, and says patent no record, Dr. J. Brook, New York on the bottom. I bought it yesterday at an estate sale, thinking it was a dentist's spit bowl, but it is not. Google just shows a dermatologist in New York. Nothing on Google Lens either. Anyone have an idea? The patent says it's a bowl with wrist support. Invented by Joseph Brook of New York, New York, and patented on August 21st, 1928. The description says, "My invention relates to bowls of a type, suitable for use by physicians, surgeons, chiropractors, manicurists, barbers, and the like, and also adapted for service as finger bowls, upon or in connection with dining tables. The supporting rail is to support the wrist of the person using the bowl, so that the user of the bowl can lean heavily upon the rail without overturning or otherwise disturbing the bowl. So, a very stable bowl with a handy wrist rest for a manicurist's clients. It is beautiful." What is this banner with stars? A friend bought this at an auction in East Tennessee, possibly from there or North Carolina. I didn't see a maker's mark. I have no idea of the age, maybe at least 30 years old. Possibly hung in a Sunday school class or a church. Any ideas? It's a service flag or service banner. It was designed and patented by World War I Captain Robert L. Queisner of the 5th Ohio Infantry, whose 2 sons were serving on the front line. The flag was designed to be displayed in the front window of people's homes to indicate the number of family members serving the war effort as members of the armed services. This practice became much more widespread during World War II, when organizations and families took great pride and displayed banners indicating the number of members of the organization or family serving in the war. This many stars probably came from a small organization or church, indicating all of their own that served in the war. The gold star indicates someone who died in service. Very cool flag. I have a few myself. What is this thing I found in an old shed in a small farm town in the Midwest? It's some kind of vise around 25 inches long, 6.5 inches wide across the mounting base, and around 62 pounds. Thank you for any info. It's a Stewart handiworker, a combined anvil, vise, and grinder. It's actually a 6-in-1 tool made by the Chicago Flexible Shaft Company and patented on January 5th, 1918. It has a removable hand crank for 3-speed drill or grinder. Here's one on eBay for $1,700. What is this tool I found years ago at a yard sale and no one knew what it was? It's about 1 foot in length. It has 3 equal concave sides, and the tip almost looks like a wood chisel. It slides into a leather sheath, and the sheath has little star designs stamped into it. Any ideas? It's a spike bayonet from a 1960s Chinese SKS with a makeshift handle put on it. If you ask why would someone remove the bayonet from an SKS? Well, when New York passed the SAFE Act, they made it illegal to have a bayonet attached to a rifle with removable magazines, so it was either keep the removable magazines or the bayonet. So I think many chose to remove the bayonet, grind off the mount and add a grip, and you get what this has. What is this thing hanging up on the wall in a restaurant as decoration? I think it's made of wood, maybe rattan, around 62 by 25 centimeters. Does anyone know what this is? This is the Austrian newspaper holder, made in Vienna, and used by patrons starting in the 19th century, in cafes and public meeting places, for keeping a full-format newspaper open in one hand while drinking a cup of coffee. The holder is handmade from bent willow-made pliant via repeated soaking and Austrian beech into a rectangle with a D-shaped cross brace that provides enough support to keep a US-sized newspaper open. A removable metal rod on the side accommodates a paper's fold, enabling leisurely reading and page turning while savoring one's preferred morning beverage. My wife got this out of a garage sale thinking it was a still. Inside is an aluminum basket container that makes me think it's more of a teapot. What do you think? It's a Neapolitan flip coffee pot, a drip brew coffee maker for the stovetop that was very popular in Italy until the 20th century. Unlike a Mocha Express, a Napolitana does not use the pressure of steam to force the water through the coffee, relying instead on gravity. It was invented in 1819 by Jean-Louis Maurice, a tinsmith and lamp maker from Paris, France. It was originally constructed out of copper until 1886, when the material was switched to aluminum. My mother-in-law and her siblings are finally going through their dad's possessions. He passed back in 2017. She brought this home and was unsure of what it was. The plate itself reads, "The Springfield Morgan Envelope Company, Division Springfield, Mass." and patented June 6, 1893 to May 1, 1906. Please help with identification and its main purpose of use. Thank you all in advance. Thanks for watching. Let's make life fun.